Hello, hi, and welcome everyone to this wonderful prologue of Blood of the Covenant called Transcendental Vibrations. And with me is one transcendent vampire. If you go ahead and care and introduce yourself, Luna.
Why, hello there. I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on all the social medias, including on Twitch, where I stream Tuesday to Saturday. You've probably seen me on the Rolling Nomads a time or two, but on this time zone, I'll be playing Calliope Rose, Tremere, and that's all you get for now.
That's all you get for now. We love to see it. And I, again, shall be in the storyteller seat for this chronicle. And without any further ado, and no more necessary interruptions or introductions today, let's go ahead and get right down to business. As the scene opens up, the thrumming beats of some heavy house music funnel through the background. We see the skyline of the city of Charleston as the sun goes down, and we focus in on a club in Eastside. A big neon sign above the door that says Nexus. As we look at a few of the people in line, we're seeing younger folks in their early 20s just kind of figuring out now what it is to be a part of a counterculture. We see some fresh, maybe barely not bleeding piercings. We're seeing some safety pins through people's ears. Somebody stole their dad's old The Cure t-shirt. It's truly a motley crew trying to get in the door tonight, but someone who doesn't have to worry about this line. Because of course they're the one playing the music. Calliope, what does it look like as you're getting the tools of your trade set up in the booth?
As Calliope's in the green room, she's got a... Let's see, can I slate off of bagged blood? I think I can. Yes. She just has a bag of blood on the table. Of course, it's part of the props. What looks like a ritual dagger, and that she's polishing. And she's just humming to herself, doing her note practices. And whenever she's getting ready, she looks not nervous, no pacing, no heavy breathing. Just humming, getting ready, checking herself in the mirror once or twice. Happy as could be.
As you check your appearance in the mirror, you hear your phone vibrate in your purse.
Pull that out.
And it's a text message from Rhododendron.
Ooh. Immediately open it.
And it says, late night, ?
I will respond with performing, actually. So yes.
It takes about an amount of time where you know that she's annoyed with you for her to respond. Mm-hmm. But she does eventually respond several minutes later with, I really wish you'd stop this, but be safe.
I'll just send the wilting rose or not the wilting rose, the upright rose and a heart.
And of course, Rhododendron Phipps is the regent of the chantry here. She's your sire. And we may or may not be seeing her soon. With that, there is a knock on the door.
Come in.
It's one of the sound techs here at Nexus. Yeah, you know his name's Harris.
Mm-hmm.
He pops in. Hey, Miss Rose. Hey, I just wanted to check in. There's somebody at the door who says they're here to see you. Like you gave them special permissions to get in. Or...
She'll look up at the ceiling, cock her head. I don't remember someone like that. Who are they? What do they look like?
Kind of tall, blonde lady, short hair. He's describing one of your stalkers to you.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
This one going by the name of Lydia.
Okay. As he's describing, it clicks like immediately, and she's like, please don't let them in.
Yep. Yeah, no worries. I will not do that. Do any specific reason, or you just want me to make one up?
I'm not seeing anybody tonight, and I don't appreciate being stalked.
Oh, shit. Great, because I really didn't want to come in here and ask you that, but one of the door guys hit me up on my way in. He's been keeping her aside for, I guess, like an hour and a half now.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. No worries, though. We'll take care of it. You know you're safe here.
Yeah, of course.
And, great, cool. Other than that, is there any specific presets you want me to throw into the sound system for your set tonight, or like, what are you thinking?
As a not musician out of character, I will describe to him all that I need in order to have a balanced, ethereal sound.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, done. And you, what time do you want to start your set tonight?
Goodness, let's call it 15 minutes.
Shit, cool. Early performances are great. Yep. Cool. All right, we'll have everything ready for you, and people are starting to kind of filter in, and it's it's looking like a good night. So we'll see you on the other side, okay?
Thank you.
He pops his head out and shuts the door. And as the door shuts, you see that there's someone standing behind the door. Now, this person, a man specifically, he's a little short, only about 5 feet 7 inches. Broad shoulders, like large chest, white button-up shirt that's kind of unbuttoned down to the mid chest, if you will. And I think maybe the first thing you might notice is that his left arm is gone from kind of the mid bicep. His right sleeve is rolled up, and you see that there are a bunch of scars. They look like burn scars on his right forearm. He looks pretty sharply dressed, but he has that kind of 1,000-mile stare.
Got it. As the door shuts, Calliope will let out a sigh, drop that very polite demeanor, let out a sigh, roll her eyes. And right before she takes another glance at her phone, she will notice the person standing there and say, "Can I help you?"
I'm not sure you can, Anarch.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I can. What do you need? I have a set in 15, you know.
I know a lot of things. And one thing that I know is that this under-the-table performance deal that you have with Primogen Stone is pretty harmless.
Just trying to make some music.
Yeah. Good music gets people in. Good people in get fed upon. I understand.
Yeah.
However, when he kind of sits down in your chair, crosses his legs, I get the distinct impression that you don't know how dangerous you being here is.
I mean, I'm not stupid, but I've been performing here for quite some time now. Nothing's happened.
Yet.
Hmm.
Don't say I didn't warn you. I give everybody a fair shot at a warning.
What's the warning for?
You'll know when you see it.
Okay. Thanks.
You know the dangerously thin line you're riding with this whole thing has got you some bad attention, right?
Man. Publicity's publicity.
It is. He stands up. Publicity's publicity until you hear that the Second Inquisition are in town.
Well, are they?
Ask your Baron.
Noted.
Have a good night, Calliope Rose.
Have a good night, nameless stranger.
Wayland.
Oh,
call me
lovely
Wayland.
to meet you. Lovely to meet you, Wayland.
You say that now. And he vanishes before your eyes.
She let out another sigh.
Can you roll me
This time without rolling her
2
eyes.
rouse checks, please?
Yes! 2 failures.
Alright. So if you wouldn't mind starting at 3 hunger for me in this moment as it all sets in.
So she will stand up from her seat and kind of smooth her dress out. Go back to the mirror. Make sure her hair's in order and everything. And then she'll look to her, like, costume rack and pull out what looks like a black veil and actually put it over her face, kind of heeding the warning a little bit.
Sure. And then you head out to your place of performance?
Yes.
Perfect. As Calliope moves through the back halls of Nexus, you see that there are club workers moving through these kind of dark single row of incandescent bulbs on the ceiling as you walk through. And as you're about to step out on stage, you see, leaned up against the wall, Primogen Maxine Stone. She's got her raccoon skin cap on. Her hair is curly and brown and mousy. You've always said she gives big Ellen Ripley vibes.
Yes.
She has like her cut-off denim jacket on that has 1.5 million patches from all the places she toured back in the 60s.
Sick.
She looks up. She says, "Oh well, hey there, Lark. Yo, what are you? Wait, hold on now. And you're not used to seeing her confused like this. She looks genuinely kind of out of it. Now,
Can you do right this evening?
Just fine. Calliope, just fine. I think you should keep things short and sweet tonight.
Okay. Should I leave after?
I mean, what you do's up to you. I'm just saying. And you could just decide to ignore me. I mean, fuck it. Rock and roll, right?
Sure. No, but you want to be the first person to give me ominous warnings tonight.
I just got a bad feeling about kind of everything right now. So.
Fair enough.
They said you had a stalker at the door.
Yeah.
Something I need to be worried about?
No, they're harmless. They're just annoying. Very, very annoying.
All right. As long as you're sure.
Yeah. No, we're good.
All right. And she
she'll
leans up and gives you a kiss on the cheek. All right, now go on. Do your thing. Have a good night. And I'll have VIP room 4 open for feeding. You look a little peckish.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, some will call that bad manners to show up hungry.
I was. Yeah,
lucky
I'm
for
sorry.
you, I don't give a shit about manners. Go on.
This is why I love you, Maxine. And she will.
Max, please call me Max.
Max. Still getting used to that.
She pats you on the shoulder and heads down the hallway, and you hear her shouting off at somebody. Hey, you fuck up door.
Calliope will chuckle at that and do one last grounding exercise. She's obviously not doing breathing exercises, but one last little before heading out on stage.
And so you do. You head out on stage. You see the club is already almost at capacity. There's probably about 600 people out on the floor. Another maybe 150 in the lounges at the bar and in the balconies.
Oh, wow.
It's a pretty big Saturday night.
Nice. Hell
And so I will ask you here I will let you pick between 2 attributes here.
Mm-hmm.
I will either charisma or dexterity plus performance.
Let's do charisma. That's 3 dots. That's 3 hunger die. We're not going to use the special hunger die. They kind of failed me.
And you may rouse the blood for this if you would like.
We'll start out pretty safe.
Okay.
And we'll see where the night takes us. Okay, not terrible. 3 successes.
3 successes. You get into it's a pretty average set for you. You're kind of running on muscle memory at this point. I think there's definitely a part of you that as you're kind of going through the motions of all of this, at the level of hunger that you're at 3, I think your beast kind of creeps up your neck a little bit. Doesn't it get so boring, Calliope? Doing the same damn thing all the time. No innovation. You didn't lose your ambition, did you? Come on.
So as not to skip a beat, she won't even respond. And just focus harder on the sound in her earpiece.
Sure. And you do. You coast through your step. You perform for about 2 hours. Before you're kind of at the end of your prepared materials. And we see the cut to Calliope moving off stage.
May I?
Go ahead.
May I describe what the music sounds like?
Go for it.
Yeah, it's the genre, or I guess subgenre, witch house, so a subgenre of house music, where it's very ethereal and the lyrics are very spooky. Calliope is her very own version of the vampire Lestat, where she is a vampire pretending to be a human who is pretending to be a vampire. A lot of the images on screen are evocative of Bela Lugosi's Dracula, things of that nature. And she usually incorporates like bloodletting with her ritual dagger that she has, but she doesn't do that tonight, as the warnings have kind of put her off a little bit.
Sure. And as you step off stage after this perfect, dark, moody set, scratches at the back of your neck what Max said, that she'd keep VIP 4 open for you. I think at this point, almost your feet begin to take you there before your mind begins to wrap around where you're going.
Absolutely. She's beelining it.
And as you get to VIP 4, you see that there's already someone in there. A younger man. You can hear the sound of his heart beating from here. He definitely looks like he's a little country mouse that might have wandered into the city.
Oh no.
He's got thick, curly brown hair, big honey brown doe eyes. And as
The baby.
you walk in, he kind of stands up and folds his hands over each other in front of him. He says, hi there, Miss Rose.
Good evening. Who might you be, little mouse?
Oh, you can call me Ty or Tyler.
Hello, Tyler.
Please let me get the door for you. And he goes over and shuts the door behind you. And
oh, you're so polite.
He gestures to the table where you see there's a middling expensive bottle of champagne on the table.
Oh, got it. Okay.
He says, this looks wrong. I'm sorry. And he grabs that bottle of champagne. He says, I'll be right back. Just make yourself comfortable, okay?
Okay.
And he slips out, leaving you in this room by yourself for a moment. And it's not uncommon for just kind of as a host's duty for Max to send someone here for you that kind of knows who you are and may be susceptible to the way that you like to operate.
Yes.
It is a little bit rare that you would send you someone so green to the scene.
Right. It feels a little off.
Yes. But of course you saw that Maxine was a little off as well.
Right. Can I actually insight as he's leaving to see if this stuttering little baby cuteness is a mask.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and give me wits and insight.
Okay, not my best. 1 success.
You're not entirely sure. It seems genuine for the most part. But with the warnings you've gotten tonight, maybe it's just knocked you off your game a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Tracks. At this point, out of character, do I have my Osiris developed?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You have your following for sure.
Awesome. So I'm wondering, I'm gonna pull up our private group chat. I'm just gonna check if they've been messaging each other, like, I'm here, or...
Oh, yeah. You see a very robust conversation. You see pictures of you during your set. Oh my god, she's so hot, I'd give my left titty to kiss her, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's...
Perfect.
Everything there looks like a normal night. Scrolling a little bit more, you see a picture of this kid in the background of one of the selfies that your people took. It looks like he's to say it as delicately as I can. It looks like, by his facial expression in the background of this picture, this is the first time he's heard music. He's just enraptured.
Interesting. Okay. I would like to message my group simply VIP room 4.
Okay. Got it. A bunch of heart reacts.
And then I'd like to message Max and ask if I could have a guy on the door.
It takes a second for Max to message you back, but she texts you back. Of course. How stiff do you want him?
Super.
She says, great, I'll send Gerald. And you know that Gerald, or Jerry as he prefers to be called, Jerry's one of Maxine's ghouls.
Awesome. Perfect.
He on paper is the one who owns and runs everything here.
Excellent. Exactly who I need.
So after a moment, the door opens again and Tyler comes back in. And you see that he's exchanged this bottle of champagne for a kind of thick glass bottle full of green liquid. I wasn't sure if champagne was your thing, but your vibe kind of says absinthe to me.
Oh. And I'll peer at the bottle. Is that Mephisto?
Yeah. I thought you might like it since it's, named for a demon and stuff.
Cute. And I'll extend my hand so I could take the bottle.
And you do. You take the bottle into your hand and he kind of sits down on the couch across from you.
Pop it open and smell it.
The seal was intact. It has that very heady smell of wormwood and star anise.
Yep.
He says,
what's up?
He says, I hope you don't mind my being here. I just it felt kind of weird when that lady came up to me and she said, go wait in VIP room 4, and then everything got a little hazy from there. And
Which lady?
she called herself Max.
Okay. Huh. Well, happy to have you. My friends should be joining us soon.
Okay. That sounds nice. And he kind of holds his hand out towards the bottle. Like, can I pour you a glass?
I think I will wait a little bit, but please help yourself.
And he reaches out and grabs the bottle and pours the glass for himself. And you see he reaches up and he bites his cuticle. And he drips a drop of blood into it. And then takes a drink. Sits down.
What secret ingredient is that? Why?
Well, I mean, I figured that was just sort of the vibe. You know, hot goth vampire lady. I don't know. I think I'm a little out of my depth here, but I like it.
Where are you from, Tyler?
I'm from Richmond.
Of course you are.
I'm here at WVU over an institute for college and stuff.
What are you studying?
Agriculture.
That's good though.
Yeah, well, it's not really
sit
what
down
I
next
want to
to me.
do, but if I don't do it, then
Okay.
after Daddy, we won't have nobody to run the farm, and
Well, what do you want to do? I'll sit down next to him.
I don't know. I mean, I thought a lot about cultural studies, maybe anthropology. I really like artifacts and that sort of thing.
That would be very interesting. I love anthropology.
Yeah, I particularly really enjoy salvaging like Spanish Armada shipwrecks in the Caribbean. I think that's pretty cool.
It's really neat.
And it's at that point the door opens up again, and you see like Jerry kind of looking over the top of these two people heading in, kind of giving you like, do I need to throw these people out vibe. But you see the two people coming in are Sarah, one of your regulars, and one of the new members of your little following, a French exchange student at WVU, Bastien.
Oh, lovely. Little roses. Welcome, petals.
Hello. It's so good to see you again, Calliope. We are so always so excited. Do you need like a cigarette or?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. And Sarah just like pats him on the back. He's so dumb, but God, do I love the way he talks.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Please, get comfortable.
And Jerry just kind of nods and shuts the door behind them. Tyler looks very uncomfortable for a moment. And
My petals. This is Tyler. He was so kind enough to bring us a bottle of absinthe.
oh, Tyler, such an American name. And Sarah says, "It's nice to meet you, Tyler." Yes, it's nice to meet you too. Yeah.
Now I'll introduce my little petals to him as well. And I will turn my attention back to Tyler. And I will say, Tyler, I like you a lot. You're very sweet.
Oh, thanks.
Can you keep a secret?
I mean, if you listen to my sister, no, but if... I think I keep a secret all right.
How much do I believe him?
Roll me an insight.
Okay. Too hungry. Still one success.
Okay. You think he's being genuine?
Okay. He's just so cute. How could he not be? I will... Obviously, being my herd, Sarah and Bastion are in on it. Cool. So with that, I will say, can I have your hand, Tyler?
And you see his cheeks flush red. Yeah, of course. He very trepidatiously holds his hand out to you.
I'll take it, palm up, and I'll be like, this won't hurt a bit. And I will bite into his wrist.
Perfect. How many hunger are you going to slake here?
I will do one from Tyler, one from Sarah, one from Bastion in a minute.
Got it. So as you begin your feeding on Tyler, it becomes very clear how kind of Pavlov you have your herd. As you come over and bite in, Sarah and Bastion come over and they begin kissing the sides of his neck, weaving themselves around him. Very, very quickly, this becomes kind of a ball of sexual, sensual energy. This organism that is truly, and feel free to correct me if I'm overstepping here, that is truly kind of the heart of what gets the hunger slaked for Calliope. Yes, it is the blood, but feeding on this ball of concentrated sensual energy is one of the big draws to this lifestyle.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
It is as Tyler's blood finishes washing over your palate. There's something just a little bit off. His blood is sweet and nourishing and fulfilling and perfect in that regard. But there's this strange chemical aftertaste. It's subtle, but it's kind of like that. At the risk of outing myself a little bit here, it's like that bitter trickle down the back of your throat after you've snorted a pill.
I'll look at Tyler, kind of watch this display for a moment, and kind of say to myself in my head, okay, I'm gonna feed, I'm gonna leave. This doesn't feel right.
And as you feed on Sarah and then Bastion, you hear the sounds of the club beginning to pick up in your ears again. You haven't felt dizzy, Calliope, in years. Before you feel this tug at your chest. as the lights go out for Calliope. You open your eyes again, and you find yourself fully in an out-of-body experience. You look back and you see your body there in the chair, with your fangs in kind of the side of Bastion's neck. And it seems like everything is moving very slow while you are at your regular pace. See, Tyler and Sarah are kissing each other. Sarah has a hand up Tyler's shirt and a hand down Bastion's pants. Everything is moving very slow around you. And you hear a very disembodied voice in this space around you. How much of this do you understand?
I'll turn around and try to see where it came from.
You see nothing.
Hello?
We are here, Calliope.
Well, you know me. Who are you?
That is inconsequential to you now. How much of this do you understand?
Does this feel like any kind of sorcery? Does this feel the same vibe?
Give me a wits and occult.
Okay, that's much better. How much hunger am I at now? I imagine I'm at 1.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Spent a willpower to re-roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This does not feel like anything magical.
Okay.
Calliope, if you're not mistaken, you might be tripping balls.
Oh, cool. All right. Ah. Okay. Well, this is weird.
You're not supposed to be able to trip anymore.
Right. This is really weird. I'll just out loud say, what's going on?
And as you inquire as to what is going on here, I need to ask. Take me back to a memory of Calliope's youth.
Oh gosh. Calliope, a memory of that she would have very burned into her mind would be Sunday school, but a particularly rainy day of Sunday school where things felt off, where all the adults felt angry, and she had to walk on eggshells. And there was something about the cross on the altar that if she stared at it too long, it would probably start bleeding. She just wanted to go home.
And I think as you ask this question and kind of make for the door and open the door, you step out into that memory.
Would I have the mythic flaw, would I hurt seeing the cross?
Yeah.
I would immediately start backing up, trying to open the door back up.
As you back into the door, you see that the door is now chained shut.
Rattle at it, pull at it, futilely.
You hear Pastor Johnston call out from the front. And look at this wicked temptress amongst us now.
It's real. I'm tripping. I shouldn't be, but I'm tripping. It's fine.
Who are you? You purveyor of sin.
And she'll turn around. I'm your worst nightmare, baby.
My worst nightmare, she says. And you see people start getting up from the pews, and you see that where there were hymnals in their hands moments ago, you see wooden stakes.
Oh shit. I'll start looking for another exit.
And as you run, make your way to where you know that the side door is on this church, trying to fiddle with the lock, get it open, you feel a tug on your dress. And you see yourself as a little girl.
Your baby.
She says, "You look so pretty."
Aren't you a darling thing? Come here.
Why are
I'll
they
keep you
so
safe.
afraid of you?
They're afraid of what they don't understand, baby.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
No,
You're not afraid, are you?
no, I'm not afraid. I just know what I have to do. And you feel a sharp pain as a stake punctures through your chest from her little hand.
I'll kind of try to start bringing my hands up to it,
As you feel
stumbling backwards.
As you feel that, you know this should be an instinctual fear. You know you shouldn't be able to move, but you still have control of your limbs, and you reach up and you grab it, and you feel the entirety of your being crumble into that wound like you're being eaten by the massive gravity of a neutron star being born. For after all of this uncomfortable tearing feeling at the edges of your being, it calls you back to one of your early memories at the original Chantry in downtown, when you were still Rhododendron School. And we see Rhododendron Phipps as she walks into the library here at the Chantry. She's about 5'2". She has stick straight brown hair, a bunch of self-done stick and poke tattoos of roots and vines that go from her cuticle beds all the way up her arms to her chest, where the roots seem to wrap around her heart. As she walks in, she says, "Calliope."
Yes, miss.
I need you to make sure you're not here tonight.
Whatever for? Do you need me? Or I guess you don't need me.
I assume you've heard what happened in Vienna. I'm sure the rest of the ghouls are talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've heard them talking. I haven't been gossiping, though.
Are you sure?
Just listening.
Interesting. She leans in. She kind of kisses the lobe of your jaw. How much do you want to become like us?
Breath would catch in her throat. Her eyes would go wide. Very much so.
Meet me later in the bell tower.
And she'll nod.
Yeah.
At a loss for words.
You see one of the other apprentices here. A man who looks to be in his mid-30s. Kind of close-cropped brown facial hair. And kind of a flat top. Kind of red-lensed aviator sunglasses on. Very well-dressed. You know this to be Dr. Moody. He's the newest of the actual vampires here at the Chantry. Says, "You up to your meddling again, Rhododendron?" And she smiles and turns to him. "Oh, Aaron, if you only knew the half of it, you sweet, sweet thing." And she leans over to you. "California boys, just so handsome, just so stupid."
Let out a nervous chuckle.
It just goes to show you, anybody with enough money can be a doctor.
And kind of steal a glance at Dr. Moody.
And Rhododendron, despite her physically small size, shoulder checks him on the way out. Interesting. Right. Miss Rose, is it?
Yes.
I need you to find a volume here for me.
Okay.
Should be called The Designs of Power Within the Order by Maximilian Strauss.
Okay. She'll kind of start looking around to a decimal system. Okay, I can find that.
So wait.
And she'll kind of shake her head like, duh. Should've, yeah. And she'll start going to look for it very awkwardly, nervously after that exchange.
It takes a little bit of searching, but you do find it. And as you pull it out, this is not a volume you're familiar with. This might be one you haven't read. It's strange. You've been here for a year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
You thought you'd read damn near every book in this library.
Very studious.
Do you crack the cover?
I do. I'll kind of open it up and just kind of look at it very carefully.
This seems to detail several sub-orders within the House of Tremere. You see the Elucidators, you see the Disciples of the Pyramid. It's as you're getting ready to flip to another page, and the only thing you see is this kind of rough illustration of several sorcerers standing around a cauldron that is bubbling with green mist. That Dr. Moody walks up beside you and kind of snatches the book from your hand. He says, "Thank you very much. I appreciate you finding this for me, Miss Rose."
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
I'll hold you to that.
Mm-hmm. You should kind of bow her head, like kind of bow a little bit, and with their head down, see yourself out.
As he turns to walk away from you as well, you see that he takes 3 steps and a slip of paper falls out of the book. And in this moment, you know you're high and tripping. In this moment, you know that piece of paper's real.
Grab it.
Kind of dive forward, almost snatching it out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for your eyes to focus on the writing on the paper. The words are scrambling themselves around. But it feels real, and as you kind of look up from it, maybe trying to focus your vision, you see that your hands are now fastening a chain around a door. It smells of gasoline. Do you have a lighter in your other hand?
And I'll turn around and look behind me.
And you see that one of Rhododendron's other ghouls, Tara, looks at you. She wanted you to do it, Calliope. She'd do it herself, but you know how they get with fire.
Right. And on instinct, I'll look past her, actually, and see what's behind her.
Oh, give me a wits and awareness.
Points in that.
Make it count.
Oh, okay. Well, one dice fell to the floor. I'll get that later. 4 successes.
4 successes. As you look over Tara's shoulder, you see standing in the dark corner of the room, barely even able to be perceived if it weren't for the shine off of his soulless, dark eyes. You see Baron Elliot Vicenza standing in the corner with a smile on his face.
Baron Elliot.
My darling Calliope Rose, you are such a sweet, sweet sinner, are you not? Now, I didn't think you capable, my darling, but murder of your own kin? My dear child, perhaps the glory of him is not beyond your grasp. Such a sin of wrath.
I feel very uneasy. Just don't say anything. Just feeling very uncomfortable.
Walks out of the shadow up to you, the rest of the scene almost falling away into this black, utter void that seems to follow him as he walks towards you. And this void consumes. It's like that same feeling, that shredding feeling, as the pieces of the house are all being drawn in and shredded to his presence. As he walks up to you and he kisses you on the lips and then looks into your eyes. You've just begun your journey into your own depravity. And you feel the Zippo lighter fall from your fingers, lighting the trail of gasoline, hearing the screaming kindred behind you, as you know what happened that night. Because Rhododendron could not brave the red fear that wrought Shrek, You burned alive the old chantry for her. For you to feel your form and being shredded by Elliot's gaze. You hear the music of the club again. It's low. But you recall your first meeting with Maxine Stone. She is standing outside the club. You've been waiting to get in for a few hours. And you see an attractive, though grungily dressed woman kind of leaned up against the corner of the building, smoking a cigarette, and she waves you over.
I'll go over to her.
So, I hear that you want to perform here.
Yeah, I've always wanted to. Why?
Hi, I'm Maxine Stone.
Oh, it's so good to meet you.
You can call me Max, though. I think I like you, kid.
Okay, Max.
So, why don't you start by telling me how you got the fucking balls to come to a Camarilla club and pitch the old vampire Lestat trick? Now that I am truly curious of, because whoever your maker is, either they are the most dreadful vampire I have ever met, or you never knew them, and I don't get the impression that the second one is correct.
Oh. Well, you can't succeed if you don't get a little bold, right?
Oh,
That's
darling,
always been
my
a big...
political organization would disagree with you entirely. In fact,
Yeah.
I think if they were here, I'd probably kill you. But they're not.
But you're not.
And I've always enjoyed someone who will put their neck on the line so I don't have to.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Are you?
More or less.
Well, you know what they say, less is more.
There you go. And I'm still standing, so, And you said you like me. So...
Well, aren't you just a little Elton John? I'm still standing.
And something that is not becoming of Calliope currently in the present day, she's shy, laughing, looking down at her feet.
Now, I understand your chantry has no allegiance to either of the barons across the river. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that does make things, well, slightly more problematic for you, as you have no protection. And I gather that under the leadership of a traitor to the Camarilla, that puts you in a very dangerous position.
Yes. I trust my sire to help me out if need be.
Well, if you want to perform here, there's a few things you need to understand.
Of course. Anything.
1, I will never put my neck out for you.
Understandable.
2, if you ever ask me to put my neck out for you, I will kill you.
Noted.
3, I will always choose my people over you.
Just nod.
4, if it is ever by any machination to my detriment that you are here, you will not be here anymore. and 5. If you do not bring in the crowds that I need to feed the hungry masses, you will not be here anymore.
Now that you don't have to worry about.
You say that now, but I am, as of yet, unconvinced. Miss Rose, is it?
Hi, P. Rose.
All right, then. I think we got ourselves an arrangement.
Really? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And, there's only one thing I ask in return.
What would that be?
Oh, I got a niece that's over on your side of things. I was wondering if you might, just between us, keep an eye on her for me?
Of course. What's her name?
Lark. Lark Stone. Her daddy was my nephew, and I worry about her.
Larkstone. Okay.
I was going to
I'll
snatch
find
her
her
up for myself, but I came to understand that she has been embraced by the Baron of Kanoa City.
Oh. Okay. Shouldn't be hard to find them.
I would appreciate it, and I would call that, other than perhaps a singular minor boon, our arrangement struck.
She'll, in her head, be like, oh, my first boon. Yay. And then, but out loud, say, sounds fair.
Welcome to Nexus, Calliope Rose.
She'll just beam. You won't be disappointed.
And you feel the music begin to pulse harder and harder and harder. Your eyes burst open. You feel that I'm sorry. You're gonna take 2 levels of superficial damage.
No. Okay.
As you see, Tyler is over your body doing chest compressions. He's fully broken one of your ribs just from doing chest compressions.
Ouch.
And as your eyes open, oh, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Oh my God. We
kind of wrinkle my nose at the praises.
And you see that Sarah and Bastian are at the door and seemingly having some kind of discussion with Jerry. And I thought we lost you there. Your heart stopped.
I'm fine, sweetie. That was real kind of you to help me out there. I'll start feigning breathing.
So, would you like to blush with life for that?
Actually, yes.
Okay, go ahead and give me a rouse check.
Oh, fuck. Can't stay at 1 forever. Failure.
Okay. So you feel the blood rush to your face. You feel your heart begin to lightly beat. Maybe beat isn't the right word. Undulate.
Yeah.
And Tyler nods. Says, "Oh man, I'm just so relieved. We thought you were dead."
What have you taken tonight, Tyler?
I mean, I got some speed in line to the club, and then I got this stuff in the bathroom. It was called Vice, I think is what he called it.
Nice. Okay. All right. Wow. As long as you're not fainting. And I'll put my hand on his cheek.
No, and he doesn't even look like he's high.
Interesting. Okay.
And with your hand on his face is where we'll go ahead and take a quick tech and bio.
Excellent.
We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back. We took our little tech and bio, and now we are back in. Tyler knelt on the floor in front of Calliope, and Sarah and Bastian talking to Jerry at the door. As you're kind of soaking in everything, soaking in all this information, Calliope, the mood in the room changes very quickly. In fact, I'm going to need a resolving composure from you.
Got it. That's 6 dice. 4 successes.
Okay. Make a roll here. You surprisingly are unaffected by this. Probably because you've been around it a few times. As Sarah and Bastian part, and you feel the flood of presence as Max walks into the room. Says, "Oh, well, hello everyone. I can see we maybe had a little bit too much fun tonight."
Hi, Max.
Oh, hello, dear Calliope. She walks over to Tyler. She says, "Why don't you come to my office with me? There's a few questions I'd like to ask you." So, yeah. That's fine. All sounds good. It was great to meet you, Miss Rose. I'd like to see you again, maybe.
Absolutely.
Max looks at you. Absolutely. Fine. And she takes him by the arm and leads him out, and Sarah and Bastian look to you. Bastian says, "Are you okay? I mean, you did your little, what is it, Le Song de Vampire thing, and you kind of passed out. Are you okay? Have you eaten today?"
Yes, I have. It seems that there's something, I don't know. It's a drug I'm not used to, I guess. Have you heard, actually, I guess it's been circling around Vice?
Oh, yeah, no, Sarah and I tried it a few nights ago. They said it was some new kind of ecstasy, but I think it's a fake. It had no effect on me.
Okay. I'm just curious, who sold it to you?
There was this, we got told to meet this guy. Sarah, do you remember what his name was? He says, yeah, Joyner, I think his name was. It was, it was at that bar over in Elktown. I think it's called, Brass Tap, maybe? Brass Knob? Brass Knob, that's what it's called, yeah.
Got it. Can I think for a moment and think about, do I know what kind of kindred are in that area?
Elktown's Camarilla domain.
Got it.
So not really.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Weird name. Okay. Well, I'm fine. How are you guys? Are you good?
Yeah, no, just worried about you. And we didn't say anything about this in the group chat. We just figured we should let you know.
You're sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Petals.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I think we're gonna hit the floor for a little while longer, and then there's supposed to be some kind of party at University of Charleston tonight. We might go. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, have fun. I think I'm gonna head home early. After that, get rest for the night.
Sure. Yeah. And Bastian pipes up. Just let us know if you need anything, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Right. Come on, Sarah. And the two of them head out. And Jerry kind of steps in, shuts the door behind himself. That was kind of spooky.
A little bit. Have you heard of this Vice thing going around?
Yeah, no, it's something one of the younger door guys has been talking about. I told him shut that shit down. If you see any pushers, don't let them in. We don't. I mean, there's always gonna be that one fucking guy who managed to slip through, but we try and keep the dealing on the premises to a minimum after we had that plainclothes cop in here a few years back.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that was not great. I think it might be less effective on.
Do I have your consent to touch you in this room?
Yeah.
He reaches out and he kind of puts a thumb under your eye and pulls your eyelid down and he's kind of looking you over. Strange. Your
What?
pupils are dilated and your eyes are a little bloodshot.
Okay. Yeah, this needs to be looked into. I assume Max knows?
Some. I assume that's what she's doing with your little tawny mouse up there. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good at least. I'll see if I can figure anything else out.
I mean,
I think I'm gonna head home.
You ever heard of anything like this? I mean, that kid wasn't high. I mean,
right? No. Drugs that don't affect people but affect us.
I mean, from my understanding, which I must admit is limited, I didn't think that was a thing. I thought, that was kind of half the drawback of being dead.
Yeah. Right.
If I take drugs, they still, work to an extent. But
apparently not that one. Well, I wonder.
You think that kid was cool?
No. I don't think so. But I'm not sure. The only reason I want to see him again is because it was suspicious.
I mean, he put a drop of blood in his drink. I mean,
yeah,
clocked that, but I don't know.
I did. Yeah. Well, and I'll just, after a moment of silence, just look back up at him and smile. I think I'll head home.
Yeah, sure. Just wanted to let you know, though. Look, I know I'm not supposed to know, your deal. But I figured I'd let you know. One, Max has kind of been digging into you a little bit. Who you are, where you come from. That whole thing. Look, I got kids of my own, so I don't know, I just feel it's imperative on me to tell you your father retired. Your stepfather, maybe?
Oh. Did he? You know him?
Yeah. Yeah, him and my daddy went to school together.
Okay. Cool. And she'll look like that information doesn't really, like, she doesn't care.
He's, still pretty torn up about that dead daughter of his that he's got.
Yep, I'm sure he is.
Look, it's not my place. I'm sorry for bringing it up. I just, felt like it was incumbent upon me to let you know. That's all.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate you looking at the door, too.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get into, what do y'all call yourselves? Kindred business. But...
Well, I appreciate everything you've done for me tonight. But I think it's time for me to retire for the evening.
Yep. Oh, well, if there's anything else you need from me, just tell Max.
Will do. Thank you.
Yep. And he holds the door for you.
And I will grab my belongings and walk out. And as I grab my bag, I'll notice a slip of paper poking out of it.
Indeed.
And I'll note that for later.
And it looks a little maybe singed at the corners.
Weird. I will note that to look at later. It's safety.
Right. And so you are leaving the club.
Yes, I'm going to head back to the green room, kind of pack up my things, and I'm gonna throw on a coat, something to conceal my identity with.
Sure. Are you going out the back door as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you exit out the back door towards the convention center and kind of towards the parking garage. The evening's very cool. Of course, you're right on the river, so that kind of riverfront chill hangs in the air here. But it's not a very long drive back to Dulgane, maybe 35 minutes with traffic. As you go down into the parking garage, tell me about the car that we see Calliope get into.
Oh gosh. Calliope doesn't really care about cars. They're simply a necessity and nothing else. Whatever she could get her hands on with her limited resources, honestly.
True.
Nothing flashy.
Maybe like an '08 Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Just something.
Managed to score it in red, though.
Yeah, there you go. Something easy. And you hop in and start your drive. Of course, you drive southeast down through the neighborhood of Riverfront, or rather Riverside, and then hit the 64 to cross over into Kanawha City, and from Kanawha City over into Forest Hills. Mainly residential neighborhood that has several historic houses, up to and including Dulgane, an old pre-Civil War era home, this sort of not concrete. The concrete is the adjective here, not the material. It's a sort of concrete architecture of wood and brick, and it's a very stable home with this kind of big circle turnabout at the end of the driveway that has a fountain in the middle, and you see a few of your chantry mates are out on the porch smoking their clove cigarettes and talking about who knows what, and you get out. I assume not wasting any time speaking with your chantry mates. They all seem to be kind of engrossed in their own world of what they're talking about,
Flash a smile and a wave as I walk in.
And he'll nod. You head inside. And you see Barry. Barry is kind of the left hand of Rhododendron, as it were. He takes care of a lot of the financial, mortal administrative things when it comes to your living situation. He's the head of the Forest Hills Historical Society, so he's the one who makes sure that you guys can keep living in these historic homes, which are supposed to be reserved for, basically museum showings.
Nice. I'll kind of walk up to him. Hi, Barry.
Oh, hey. Hey, Calliope. How you doing?
Oh, weird night. Glad to be home.
Yeah, same. Had a really weird, angry phone call from somebody saying that there were lights on after dark at Dollgame, and I said we were doing a nighttime exhibit showing. It was a whole mess. They threatened to call the cops. I called the cops before they could and told them if this person called them and told them to come here that it wasn't an issue, and they came out and did a welfare check, had to have everybody down in the basement for that, yada yada yada. It was a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, glad I missed that.
Yeah, me too. Your night was weird. Talk about it. What's going on?
Oh, I says, there's good, fine performance. You, don't really, and is he a ghoul, I imagine?
Oh, no, he's kindred.
Okay, cool. Have you ever heard of a drug that could affect us?
I know that there are various substances which can be manufactured that have some kind of effect on us. As far as a drug, I mean, I wouldn't really use that term. All of the ones that I've become privy to are mostly, I would classify them as potions or decoctions.
Oh yeah, none of that dusk or shit. I'm talking about like a pill.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, apparently it exists, and I experienced it firsthand, and I did not like it, and I think Miss Rhododendron should know.
Regent Phipps is he's out in the Oak Grove out back if you want to catch up with her.
Yeah, I'll let her know. And she kind of looks like realizing that conversation is going to be a little tough, probably. Just be like, yeah, okay, I'll go do that.
You alright?
That night was great. Yeah, no, just weird.
Alright. Well, let me know if you need anything.
I will. Thank you, Barry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one of the ghouls take your car to the shop in the morning. Just, routine maintenance stuff.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, it needs no oil change, I think.
Yeah, I'll have one of the librarians handle it.
Awesome. You're the best.
Do what I can.
And I will give him a little pat and continue on my way. And I think one thing to note about Calliope, she's pretty short. She's looking up at everybody. And very, very dainty. Almost skip. She usually will skip her way around, but she's beelining ever since started tripping balls.
Sure. And as you head out through the back doors, down across the back lawn and into the forest, it's a walk down a dirt path back to the Oak Grove where Rhododendron does some of her rituals. where she has her viscera garden.
Mm-hmm.
And as you head out there, you see it come into view. She has several little fires lit. And you see at this kind of composite wood and stone tableau that she's built here, she has a corpse, and she has a bone saw in her hand, and she is just removing piece by piece to make it manageable size for the garden.
I'll kind of almost trepidatiously approach from behind, not wanting to make too much noise or to be distracting. I assume that she can sense me, so I'll just wait to be spoken to.
She kind of cocks her head over her shoulder. Well, if you're going to be out here, lend a hand.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll rush over and start helping where I can.
She slides a meat cleaver across the tableau to you.
Kind of grabbing it a little shakily and then steeling herself to start chopping.
Tell me, Calliope, why do I get the feeling that you're not here for a social visit?
Because I'm not.
Talk.
There's where to begin? Get to the point, I guess. There's a drug that can affect us out there.
She stops halfway through a really big down. Looks up. You fucking what?
Yeah. I figured you should be, like, the first to know.
Well, that is correct. She wrenches the saw back and the arm comes off at the elbow. She holds it up, and a snaking branch from an oak tree comes out and impales it and pulls it in, and you hear the crunch and the wet tearing.
Yeah, so, that's a thing. I don't know if it's Duskborn shit or if it's anything else. It seems to be originating in Cam territory, though, so I don't know how far-reaching it is currently.
What part of Camarilla territory?
Elktown.
Alright. Well, to my now admittedly limited knowledge, there are no kindred who call Elktown their domain. It's more of a common feeding ground for the Camarilla.
Okay.
If they're pushing a drug that can affect us, that's a problem. That doesn't seem like a Camarilla move.
Right. I don't know if it's them. That's the thing. Maxine seemed to be just as surprised.
Could be Sabat from Richmond.
That wouldn't be good. The only time Calliope's ever shy anymore is with her sire. Just very, almost, dare I say, meek. Just waiting to be spoken to. Yeah.
She kind of looks up from the body. What the hell am I ever gonna do with you, Miss Rose?
I mean, I'm fine.
How about what I do with you is give you a chance to, prove your worth.
Okay.
Things between these two barons on the south side of the river are heating up.
Okay.
I need you to go to Conway City.
She looks a little like, oh god, there kind of look.
I need you to find a haven there. Consult with Barry. You can get the finances of it all sorted. Get you a haven there. Keep an eye on the Baron of Conway City for me.
Okay. I could do that. I think. I can do that, yes.
We're gonna have to pick a side in this fight between the two of them soon. Or else the conflict is gonna end up here. Instead of in their prospective baronies where that sort of fucking thing belongs.
Yeah.
And I get the distinct impression that if either of them knew how big our chantry was, having not pledged allegiance to either of them, that might put us also in a considerable amount of danger.
Definitely.
Our
How...
strength up till now has been our anonymity. It's slowly coming to a point where that anonymity cannot be maintained any longer.
Right. How quickly do you want me to get this done? Tonight? Tomorrow night?
Still got about 5 hours till the sun comes up. I know Barry has a safe house over there. If you meet with the Baron tonight, he'll more than likely give you some sort of shelter until the sun goes down again. And by then, if you reach out to Barry, he should be able to have you set up. I'm sending Barry, just so that you understand that you are not being singled out here, I'm sending Barry to South Charleston to set up a haven and endear himself to Baron Moon. Of course, you've heard of Scarlet Moon. She's kind of a prolific figure in the Anarch movement here. So is Elliot. But Scarlet is the Baron of South Charleston, Dunbar, and Spring Hill. And Elliot is the Baron of Conway City.
I should kind of think for a moment. Okay. No, this all makes sense. We need to do this sooner than later. I can go tonight.
Very good. Elliot's at least holds his meetings at a church off of McCorkle. Of course, McCorkle Ave is one of the main roads that runs across the entirety of all of the neighborhoods south of the river. You go back a dirt road, it's church, Blood of the Covenant, Church of Christ.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, I know you got a problem with crucifixes. Maybe, I'll let him know you're coming. Maybe he can meet you outside.
Much appreciated.
Okay. Well. I gotta finish feeding the garden.
Yeah, of course. Anything else you'd have me do?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, have Oren help you preserve your blood so that we can re-up the wards. I just need a jar or two so that I can add you to the wards at the corners.
Right. Will do.
All right. Get going.
I'll set the meat cleaver down, do a little bow. Same one as when I was a ghoul, and head off.
And you know, Oren pretty much lives in the lab in the basement. He's the newest member of the Chantry and easily the most shut in. He makes you and your ghoul days look bad. He hasn't been seen outside of that basement in probably the last year that he's been a kindred.
Oof. Dedicated.
And as you kind of head down the rickety wooden stairs into the cellar, you see that they've put tile floor down here. They've actually put wall structure up. It's not just a dirt root cellar anymore. And there's a decent amount of medical lab grade equipment here. Oren, of course, is kind of middling in height, probably about 5'9", maybe. He has black hair, these very gorgeous, entrancing kind of hazel green eyes, very gaunt of cheek and face, kind of sunken dark circle eyes. He has large, thick-rimmed glasses on as he looks up and pushes them up his nose. Oh, hey there.
Hi, Oren.
Oh, man. But what do I owe the pleasure this evening, Calliope?
Oh, I wish I could say I was just checking on you, but I need
Nobody
to
comes down here
keep...
just to check on Oren. It's all right.
Maybe they should. And
no,
keep walking down.
No, honey, I'd much prefer they didn't.
Okay.
I assume
No.
you're here for the for some extraction.
Yes.
All right. Well, he points to a medical chair. Sit down over there. I'll get all my stuff ready.
Now we'll do that.
And in a process that is very sanitary and very clean, which is maybe why Rhododendron has kind of banished him to the basement. She tends to do things in a very old way. You know, when she bleeds herself, she does it into mason jars and doesn't care how dirty it is. It seems like Oren truly is obsessed with the sanitary nature. And of course, the reason Rhododendron chose him for the embrace was he was a phlebotomist for many years. And he kind of walks over. He says, all right, you ready?
Ready. Hold my arm out.
2 rouse checks for him, please.
Okay. Success. Failure.
Okay. So back to 3.
Can't escape it.
As he takes about 4 vials of blood, 1 for each corner. And then he says, all right. Well, thanks for checking in. Whisper around the chantries that you're moving.
In my head, I was like, geez, either news travels fast or this was decided for me a while ago. And then out loud, yep, tonight, meeting with Baron Elliot.
Okay. All right, well, just keep your head on straight. He's a minister. You can't trust him. At least that's what Baron said, but I don't know. Well, Baron's dead now, so. Baron was a ghoul. He died of a heart attack. He was very old.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, so they say. Any advice? I mean, I know this is what you do, but I don't know.
I'm not really the one to be asking for advice, sister.
No, that's fair.
I mean, try and find kindred you fit in with once you get there. I mean, I know we're solitary creatures and all that, but sometimes the need for protection outweighs the natural instinct to isolate oneself.
Yeah, friends would be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I gotta get going and go do that.
All right. Just be safe, you hear?
Will do. and I'll head off.
Do you take a different car since Barry's having that one the Civic work done in the morning?
God damn it! Yeah. Oh, first I'll go talk to Barry about the arrangements and everything.
He's in the library. You catch him in the tail end of him giving a very detailed list of duties that this librarian needs to do in the morning, like dust the house, make sure it's open, it's not open for viewing. Also, take this car to the shop. And the librarian's just like, yep, yes, yeah, yep,
Wait for them to finish, and then as the librarian heads off, I'll approach. Hi again.
Oh, twice in one night. I am the luckiest man in this chantry. What can I do for you?
I heard that you and I both have a little job to do.
Yeah. Sorry you got the short end of the stick.
This is what it is. I was just told to come check in about living arrangements.
Right. What are you thinking? Like 1-bedroom apartment, like maybe a 2-roomer. I mean, we have enough in our. You tell me what you're looking for, and I'll find it. How about that?
Yep. Something not in the middle of nowhere. I'll go in the city, so that should be easy.
You want something close to campus?
Yes, that would be great.
I tell you what. I'm gonna get you in a motel for a week. And then how about this? I'm gonna set you up in a motel for a week. You pick out somebody you want to ghoul, and then just move in with them. Easy peasy. There's off-campus housing all over the sort of northwestern part of Kanawha City. It's off-campus housing, but it's student-based. They'll never know you're there. Easy peasy in and out.
My very own pedal. I've moved up in the world.
Yeah. Yes, you have. And look, there's one thing. Look, I know Regent Phipps doesn't really want us fucking around in domain politics. But I've kept my nose to the ground. And,
yeah.
Did you know that Elliot's first child serves Scarlet Moon?
No, I didn't. At least I don't. Did I remember that?
No.
Yeah, no. Whoa. Really?
Yeah, his name's Randall Parks. He was some hotshot football player in the 50s. Yeah, and I'm trying to rack my mind as to why he wouldn't serve his sire.
Sire must have done something real awful.
I mean, Rhododendron does some shit that's real awful, but you don't see none of us serving anybody else. I mean, fuck.
Fair enough.
She burnt the last chantry alive. I mean, shit.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And she'll just pivot the conversation. Wow. Do you know anything about another one of his childer, one Lark Stone? Any heard of them?
I mean, yeah, but it's not much to tell.
Got it.
She's kid. I mean, she's been kindred for, a few years now, but I don't know. She's street level. It's hard for me to get a beat on that sort of thing. The only reason I know anything about Randall is because he doesn't just serve Scarlet. He's her fucking constable. I mean, he's got a big role. I mean, they obviously have some kind of arrangement.
Damn, alright. Well, something That's good to know. Just in case.
I'll share with you what I find out, and maybe we can work the angle together. I mean, if you stay close to Elliot, maybe you can get his side of the story.
Yeah,
I certainly wouldn't
sure.
fucking lead with that sort of thing, but maybe.
Oh God, no.
Maybe once you get his ear a little bit, maybe see what you can figure out.
Yeah, for sure, I can do that. I will save that for a rainy day.
All right. I'll get your motel room set up. Yeah, I'll get your motel room set up and text you the details.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yep. Just be careful over there. There are whispers that there was a Second Inquisition sighting over in Conway City.
No, of course there was. All right. Night gets better and better.
Yeah, just take it easy.
For sure. You too.
And as you're kind of leaving, he says, "Oh shit. Actually, do you know how to drive a motorcycle?"
No, but I could figure it out.
Right, because that's kind of the only free vehicle we got open right now. You good with that?
I will go change.
All right. Sorry. I mean,
you're fine.
We gave the Escalade out to Charisse, and she ain't made it back yet, or else I'd let you have that one.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll go change and figure it out.
All right. You want me to have one of the ghouls bring your wardrobe over once you find a place?
Yes, please.
All right. Yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll head up to my room and pack a bag.
And so you do. Pack your bag. Easily whatever you need in there. It's gonna be totally fine.
Yeah, clothes, ritual equipment. Then I'll look over at my purse and see that paper again, and I'll take it out and look at it.
As you open it up, you see the singed edges of that page that had the sorcerer standing over this bubbling cauldron of green, steaming liquid. And the title over it says, "The Order of the Absinthe." And it is it says, "As notated by Dr. Aaron W. Moody."
Oh shit. Read it over.
Reading through, it seems like what you can first digest about this is the writer, Aaron, that got burnt in the fire, did not believe that this order actually existed. That this was just a boogeyman rumor, that there's all evidence towards the contrary of these people actually existing.
Okay.
But
I remember...
Go ahead.
No, I remember the absinthe bottle, and that sticks out in my brain. And how... Is there any information on what the Brotherhood does, or supposedly does?
The Order of the Absinthe, they imbibe a substance that they brew that apparently gives them abilities of astral projection and astral communication. And they seek out these psychedelic experiences so that they may further their understanding of the metaphysical. They're psychonauts.
That seems like what I went through. And he did imbibe on the absinthe, but one little sip couldn't. It's not even. I can't even digest that. Is all just all she's thinking to herself as she's reading that.
And then it says at the bottom that prospective members of this order are meant to find the recipe for the absinthe themselves. And that's sort of underlined, circled, and then 3 question marks.
I will fold the paper up, put it back in my bag in a zipper pocket. Finish packing while I contemplate this, and then before I head out the door, I'll go to the library and just kind of look around to see if there's anything on this.
Go ahead, and I will say give me wits investigation.
Could be worse. 2 successes.
You find nothing.
Could be worse. Got it. Alright, she'll... Does that... I don't suppose that this... It wasn't that long ago, so it can't be that old. It doesn't scratch that itch of that old school pre-Vienna sorcery.
No, it definitely does.
Or maybe it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I gotta look into that.
When you found the book that this came from for Dr. Moody, it was maybe a week post Vienna.
Okay. Yeah.
This was, back in 2013.
Right. Okay. Yeah, she gets almost frustrated at how quickly she has to look rather than, being able to take her time.
Sure.
Because she's got to keep track of the sun coming up. She's real upset about it, but she will, having changed and packed and not find anything, just head out to the garage or wherever the motorcycle's parked.
Yep. And you see, it's an old panhandle bike. It's probably like a 68 Harley Davidson. It's in matte black. It's not pretty, but it's functional.
Perfect.
It
all
is
I
then
need.
where you hear the kind of mental knock at the door of, this ritual, communicate with kindred child.
Right.
It's generally how Rhododendron keeps up with you when you're relatively close by. And she says in your mind, I've made the arrangements.
Perfect. Thank you.
He'll meet you out front of the church.
Heading there now.
I appreciate this, Clappy, and I won't forget that you did this for me.
It is my pleasure.
Is it? And you feel the connection sever.
That's probably for the best. Yeah, she'll throw on the backpack and make sure her purse is kind of stuff the purse in the backpack so everything is as secure as it can be.
You can put your purse in the saddlebags as well.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll try to test it, try to keep our balance, wheel it out and be like, well, hope I don't die tonight. And head out.
Sure. Just for shits and gigs, can you give me a Dex and Drive, please?
Are you sure about that?
You know what? I'll let you choose. Dex or Composure?
Oh, Composure. Let's do Composure. Okay. All right. That's one more dice.
I feel like a lot of being on a motorcycle for the first time is managing your own fear. So I'll let Composure.
Well, 3 dice. So 2 successes on 3 dice.
It's not bad. You don't have to put the bike down. There are a few points where you might stall out and have to restart the bike on the way there, but it's nothing major. You think given a few more weeks of trundling around on this thing, you might get the hang of it.
Excellent.
And what's more
We'll get
badass
a
than a
Dawn
witch
Trike,
on a
yeah.
bike?
Exactly, modern day broom.
And you ride down McCorkle Avenue until you see the dirt turn off into the deep, tangled up woods. And you see a half-rotted, fallen down, crooked sign that says Blood of the Covenant Church of Christ.
Ew, I need renovations. Alright. And I'll just wheel the bike up the trail.
Sure. Taking the motorcycle up the trail to this church is a little bit of a walk. It's about a 4 or 5 minute walk up a dirt path. And in that, your chantry is very familiar with the wilds. Most of your chantry is at least somewhat knowledgeable on the green path. So I feel like with that attunement to nature, this forest feels darker. It feels thicker. It feels menacing. This entire forest feels like you should be saying, "Oh my, what large eyes you have."
Exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
And I think the thing that strikes you probably the most strangely is that there's no animal sound or activity here. It's just
Yeah, that's weird.
the wind through the trees and the brambles, the snapping of twigs and things as you walk and wheel the bike up. It's eerie.
Yeah, we are uncomfy. But we're headed in there.
And as you approach, see very much like our lovely overlay here, there is it looks almost fallen down ass church. You see that you can feel the warmth coming out the front door even though it's dark already. As if just maybe a half hour ago there were hundreds of lit candles inside. You can see on the ground out here there are a bunch of footprints from people coming and going. You see sitting on the porch with a corncob pipe in his mouth, a man. Tall, probably about 6 feet 1 inch, maybe. Freakishly gaunt and thin, like some kind of gross caricature on the dangers of heroin use. Gaunt features. You saw this man in your vision tonight.
I know him.
Baron Elliot Vicenza.
Yep. I'll kick the stand on the bike and a little ways away and kind of walk forward, again, a little trepidatiously, trying to be polite and approach and just say, "Hi, Baron Elliot," and I'll do a little bow.
Well, my dear. How lovely it is to be visited by a sorceress here at my church. You do know sorcery is a sin, don't you, my love?
Yes, it's quite ironic, actually.
Oh, I do love my irony. Now, am I mistaken that the title is Regent?
That is correct.
Has reached out to me that you have expressed some individualized interest in becoming a denizen of my fair territory of Kanawa City.
Yes, I've been wanting to move out into the city for quite some time now.
No, I know better than to think you Tremere, uneducated or unprepared. What drew you to my lovely domain, if I might be so bold as to ask?
Honestly, wanted to make friends. Wanted to form a coterie.
Oh, well, ain't that very fine? Ain't that very fine? I was just thinking of getting a coterie put together here in my lovely domain. I've got my eyes on expansion, if you will. And how does one expand without personnel? One doesn't. I think they might find.
Exactly, yes. And she's just nervously laughing along.
Well, I would be so inclined as to accept a new member of my domain, but there is something I need to make abundantly clear to you, my dear.
Of course.
No one stays in Conway City without performing a function for its dear Baron. So why don't you tell me what you think you could possibly offer me?
Well, I know that there is potentially a new drug going around that could affect our kind. I could get to the bottom of that.
Give me a wits insight, please.
Yes. 3 successes.
You see he kind of arches a brow, looking surprised. And maybe a little worried. He says, a drug that can affect our kind.
Yes, I was told that the mortals don't, they take it, but they don't feel anything, but I certainly did when I imbibed on a person tonight.
Interesting. While I do think this will be an interesting diversion of your time to spend tracking down this drug, as you've called it, I must be frank, my dear, that doesn't serve me a goddamn dime.
Fair enough. Is there something else you would have me do?
Are you particularly adept in the application of wards?
I must have skipped that class and focused elsewhere, but I can learn. I'm very studious.
I'll tell you what. You figure that out. And then I am pleased as punch to have you in my domain.
I will make that happen as quickly as possible.
Now, that is what I like to hear. With that being said, my dear, my darling child, I would be remiss if I were to dismiss you from my company this close to the rising of our envious sun.
Oh, I can make arrangements. It's quite all right.
No, my dear. Please allow me to extend the hospitality of Conway City to you tonight. And then you can start getting things sorted when the sun goes down.
Well, who am I to deny hospitality?
I'm going to make a roll for him really quick. So he stands up. And it's almost like watching someone move through water. That kind of ethereal, effervescent floating. So he kind of walks up to you and takes the back of his hand over your cheek. Says, now you just look a mite peckish, my dear.
Unfortunately, it's been a long night.
And I get the Well, I get the expressed idea that you prefer to feed in a den of sin and lust.
Oh, how did you know?
Oh, you'll find that I got a very good sense of kindred, my love. Take a walk with me, and I'll show you where you'll be taking shelter tonight.
Gladly. Thank you.
And while you don't find yourself enamored with him, as you walk, you get the feeling that he sees you.
Oh dear.
And kind of in the back of your mind, as you're walking through this deep, tangled woods, recalling on what Barry had said, you're kind of seeing the danger of these ministers for the first time. It seems he's extremely perceptive. It seems that he is extremely keen. And as he walks, he looks back to you. You know, I was beginning to think that the Chantry at Dalgane was just gonna be an inconsiderate neighbor for a very long time, never dropping in to say hello, never dropping by with some sort of cornbread on a Sunday. How shameful that is of neighborly behavior.
Well, I'm here to change that.
I do look forward to potentially working together in the future now, with more of your schoolmates, let's call them. I always like the idea of Chantry's kind of being something like, I don't know, maybe like a Sunday school.
Mm-hmm.
You were religious once upon a time, weren't you? All of y'all that try too hard to avoid it, scars left behind by it. It's alright. Don't worry. I won't tell anybody.
Thank you. And she'll kind of, for the first time, because she's trying to be very polite and be very southern about it. But for the first time, she feels that, if not shyness, that need to just not make eye contact.
And as he comes into this small clearing, he gestures to these wooden cellar doors that go into the ground. He opens the door. He says, "After you, my darling." And you see that they are hard-packed dirt steps.
Against my better judgment, I will go in.
And you are starting to feel that kind of lethargy of the sun beginning to rise. You know, if this wasn't an option for you, you likely wouldn't have made it to any haven to keep out of the sun unless you tried to take refuge in the actual church. And as you go down, Elliot, right behind you, you see that at the base of these stairs there are candle sconces on the wall. It's very dim as you move through and kind of scooches around you. Walking you down this tunnel, you soon begin to hear the soft sounds of human pleasure. You smell blood on the air. The air is stale down here, so these smells linger. And as he walks you through one of these hard-packed archways, he just gestures to the right, and you see a veritable orgy of people. He says, "Pick anyone you like. They are quite accustomed to the feeding habits of our kind."
Your hospitality is much appreciated, Baron.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Feel free to take him for a ride. If you're into that sort of thing. So you look relatively young. You probably still have the human drive that makes it enjoyable.
You just smile, a little uncomfortable, and...
He says, but first let me show you to where you'll be taking Haven for the evening.
Ah, okay.
You can come back and collect whichever of them you like, but if I may be so bold. And he kind of points off and into the side of the room where you see that there is a more athletically built man, not like a bodybuilder, but like he's kind of got that swimmer's body. And you see him entangled with another man and a woman. He says, that one over there, Jeremiah, well, let's just say I think he has the stamina to sate someone of your appetites.
Okay. She'll just nod politely.
And he guides you through a few of the more tunnels where you see that... Well, actually, roll me a wits and awareness, please. You're kind of off your game here. He's throwing you quite a bit.
Yeah. Let's do that. That's 5 dice. Spent willpower, 4 successes.
Okay. He moves you through one tunnel and you kind of look off to the side. And you see a room that has a bunch of those kind of pet store, like, display cages with the glass sliding doors. That is full of probably 150 different types of venomous snakes. You pass another room where you see it almost looks like the laboratory that is set up in the cellar of Dalgane. Except for you see much more highly specialized instruments, things that are specifically designed for very, very high level chemistry.
I'll note that.
You see a woman comes up to the door and shuts it immediately, like almost immediately as you walk up. She has kind of like tawny blonde brown hair that's pulled up in a high ponytail. She's got those kind of half circle glasses on. Big makeup, huge hickey on the side of her neck. And then he leads you to a relatively unadorned chamber. It has a bed in here. It also has a coffin in the corner. Says we try to make sure that our guest rooms are accommodating. Some of us prefer to sleep in more enclosed spaces. Some of us prefer the luxury of a bed. Whatever you prefer, my darling.
I so appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Of course. What is... My hospitality is open to you. And there is but one rule of my hospitality here. Do your best not to kill him. Other than that, indulge in your sins as you see fit, my dear. We are below the ground where God's eyes don't reach, after all.
Another polite nod.
If you need anything, please. Just ask one of my attendants.
Will do.
And Elliot nods politely and leaves the room, shutting the door behind him. You do get a text from Max. Says, what the fuck did you say to Jerry?
I've nothing of note. Why?
He cut his wrists in the bathroom. He's dead.
I would sit down on the bed, which I was going to do anyway, but that would have me doing it even more so. And I wouldn't even know what to say. I would just... Did he leave a note?
Nothing.
I didn't say anything. I'm sorry.
It's fine, I'll just make another one.
Simply okay.
As you sit there with this sobering knowledge, knowing that you've probably got 45 minutes till the sun comes up.
Oh goodness. Yeah, she'll set her stuff down, kind of shake off the weirdness of the fact that she just talked to Jerry, and head off to go feed very quickly.
Okay. Are you taking the one that Elliot suggested?
Yes.
Do you take him back to your room?
No.
Okay. Feeding on him in the entanglement he is already in requires very little. People give you kind of sideways looks because you're definitely overdressed for being in this room.
Yep.
But there's no contest. It's having cultivated a herd yourself, you know what this kind of willing blind eye ignorance thing that they're doing is, keeping them wrapped up in the sex and in the headspace of being overstimulated just makes it that much easier. You slip in, you feed, easy. A few feigned touches here and there, a few looks of ecstasy, even though you're fully clothed. Nobody's looking at you below the eyes, and I think that is what you might find strange. They're all conditioned for eye contact.
Yeah. Weird.
It's very weird. You feed
quickly.
make your exit, head back to your room, and as the sun rises and you die once again, that is where we will go ahead and wrap up this prologue, Transcendental Vibrations. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.